Hey y'all, it's me, Jasmine Leeann, and today, when walking in His purpose, I'm going to be speaking to you guys about picking yourself up. Pick yourself up, sis. Pick yourself up, bro. It's time to get up. So, without further ado, as always, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I figured since we got all the formalities out of the way, you guys know who I am, I know who you are, we can start actually getting down to some content. But before we start, I do want to take a sip of my coffee. I haven't had any coffee this morning, so excuse me. Okay, now I'm ready. All right, so pick yourself up. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, a little bit of a testimony, I guess you could say. Last week was a really good week. I typically wake up at about 5:30 in the morning. I stretch, I pray, I meditate, and then I jump right into whatever work I'm supposed to be doing for the day. But I think it was Wednesday or Thursday of last week, I just started to get really, really down. And I didn't know why I was getting down. I had a little bit of an idea, but I didn't think it had played a part into why I was feeling kind of down. And I hadn't felt that way in 2 years, since 2018. So when I started to feel that way, a little down, I'm like, oh, I know this feeling. And I'm instantly like, okay, God, I know this feeling. I know what this feels like. And I know that I don't want to be in this spirit. I don't want to be in this mindset again, because I know I've already been free from that. So why would I allow myself to fall back into that space? So I'm like, I got to get up out of this. I have to get up out of this. And although I didn't feel like praying, although I didn't feel like meditating, although I didn't feel like reading, although I didn't feel like creating content, I knew that it was the enemy that was trying to creep in and distract me and destroy my vision, and to make me feel as if I couldn't go forth because I had all of this other stuff going on that was supposed to deter me from the vision. And God's like, no, we're not going to do that, sis. We're not going to do that, Jasmine. We're not going to do that, daughter. We're not going to do that. We are going to pick ourselves up. So it was Saturday afternoon. I'm laying on the couch and I'm like, oh, well, probably take the kids to go do something today. Probably not. Maybe I'll go do it next week. And God's like, no, pick yourself up, get yourself dressed, get your kids dressed, and you go out of this door. Do not lay, do not wallow, do not sit in defeat when I've already told you that you're victorious. I'm like, okay. So I listened, I obeyed. I got up, got my kids dressed, got myself dressed, got as fly as I could possibly get for the day. Went out, headed out to Sky Zone. My kids and I, we had an awesome time. We had a great time. We truly enjoyed that time being out because we've been in for God knows how long. And as I'm driving home, I'm like, wow, I'm glad I listened to God telling me to pick myself up. So today I want to talk to you guys about the importance of picking yourself up and recognizing those signs when you are starting to become at your lowest point. The enemy will use the littlest things, the medium-sized things, the big things, the extra large things to try to distract you. Especially where you are in a season of purpose. When you are in a season of destiny, when you are getting ready to give birth, hint, hint, give birth to the things that God has already promised you. He tries to take you back to a state where you've already been free from. And I just want to encourage you guys to recognize the signs when the enemy tries to creep in and tries to distract and destroy you. And when you're laying down on that couch or you're laying in that bed and you're wallowing in defeat and you feel like you can't do it and you've had enough and it's just been too much for you to bear, pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. Dig down on the inside of yourself. Dig down on the spirit, in the spirit. Allow God to give you the strength that He already said He has given you. And pick yourself up. Because one of the scriptures that fell into my spirit when I was a couple of days ago was like, you are more than a conqueror. More. Do we know how much more is? That's infinite. More than a conqueror. We can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. But all we have to do is pick ourselves up, activate our faith, even when we don't want to activate our faith. There might be things that try to come in and try to distract you. People that might be in your ear yelling and screaming and all of this stuff. And you just are trying to stay focused and you're trying to keep yourself above the water so that you can continue forth and do whatever it is you're trying to do. Don't allow anything to distract you from your purpose, because the enemy will literally use anything to do that. So I want to encourage you today, this week, next week, the rest of the year, when you start to feel down, when you start to feel like you can't do it anymore, this is too much, pick yourself up. Get up, sis. Get up, bro. Get up, daughter. Get up, son. Get up. Get up. This is not the time to sit and wallow in defeat. Because all last week in my spirit, overflow is all that kept talking. Some of you guys interacted and we started to claim overflow. This is a season of overflow. This is a season of more. And the enemy will tell you that it's not your season. He will tell you that it's not your time. Come on now. But it is your time. It's your season. So pick yourself up and go forth. I hope that encouraged someone. I hope that helped you to pick yourself up this week, next week, the weeks to come. Send this to a friend. Send this to a sister, a brother, whomever, who may be dealing with anxiety, stress, depression, any mental health issue, whatever it may be, grief, because there's a lot of it going on, grief. Send this. Pick yourself up. You are more than a conqueror. This is your season of overflow. This is your season of more. And I want everybody to be able to walk in that. As much as I walk in it, as much as I try to walk in it, I want to be an example. And I always say I'm not perfect because godly, I'm not perfect, but I know what's happening now. And it's overflow. So pick yourself up because sis, bro, you are about to give birth. And I'm going to be speaking about that next week. Hopefully, God willing, if He says to go, I will go. If not, I'll be back here with something else today or next week. But yes, we are about to give birth. This is a season of overflow. So pick yourself up. As always, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your love and support. And I hope everything that I bring to this channel is inspiring and encouraging to you, because as I walk in my journey, as I learn in my journey, as I grow in my journey, as I develop and elevate in my journey, I'm going to be able to take you guys with me. So again, guys, my name is Jasmine Leeann, and this is Walking in His Purpose. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.